Assalamu alaikum. Today on Norn Academy, we discuss the bridge between our inner faith and our outer impact. If you benefit, please support by subscribing and sharing as a sadaqah. All right, let's jump right in. If you look around, it feels like good intentions are, well, they're everywhere. We all want to do good things, right? We want to make a difference, leave some kind of positive mark on the world. But here's the thing. For all those good intentions floating around, real, lasting change, that's actually pretty rare. It's like there's this giant canyon between what we hope to do and what actually gets done. And that's the big question we're tackling today. How do we bridge that canyon, especially for us? How do we take that pure, powerful thing we call niyyah, our intention, and turn it from an inner feeling into something real, something that has a profound impact on the world around us? So let's start at the beginning. It all comes down to intention, what we know as niyyah. And in Islam, this isn't just a nice thought. It's the sacred launch code for everything we do. It's the foundation. But here's a crucial point, something that's so easy to miss. While our niyyah gives an action its spiritual weight, Islam is very clear that intention, well, it's not the end of the story. It's the launchpad for sure, but it is absolutely not the final destination. You see, our faith isn't supposed to just sit quietly inside of us. It's meant to be a dynamic force. It's designed to make things happen, to move our hands, to build things, to shape the systems we live in, and ultimately to actually improve people's lives. Okay, so if faith demands action, how do we make sure that action is, well, good, that it's guided in the right way? This is where our values come into play. But we need to stop thinking of them as just abstract ideas. We need to start seeing them as almost like engineering principles for building a better world. Let's take our first principle, justice, or al-adl. Now, this isn't just something for a courtroom. Think of it as a design principle. It forces you to ask, the thing I'm building, the system I'm creating, is it actually fair? Is it equitable for every single person it's going to affect? Then we have mercy, ar-rahmah. This is all about humane and compassionate design. It's what takes us from does it work to how does it feel? Is what we're making kind? Does it actually make someone's life easier or does it add to their burden? And this next one, trust, al-amana. Wow. In today's world of sketchy algorithms and data being sold left and right, this is so critical. It's our sacred responsibility to build things, especially technology, that are trustworthy. Things that serve people, not exploit them. And finally, we have excellence, al-ihsan. This is the drive to do things with the highest possible quality. It's this beautiful idea that putting your absolute best into your work, that act itself is a form of worship. It's about perfecting your craft for a higher purpose. So when you put these four principles together, justice, mercy, trust, and excellence, what you get is something amazing. You get a truly faith-based blueprint for innovation, one that's all about creating real, meaningful impact. And this really highlights a key difference, doesn't it? See, in a purely secular mindset, an innovation that doesn't really help anyone might just be called, oh, a failed experiment. But from our perspective, it's an incomplete action. Our faith doesn't just hope for a benefit, it demands impact. And when impact is your goal, your entire set of priorities just shifts. So, while the rest of the world is obsessing over growth charts, our faith tells us to focus on human-centric design. While they're counting clicks and impressions, we're called to measure real, tangible benefits. And where they might just see experimentation, we see our amana, our sacred trust and responsibility. All of this naturally pushes us toward a completely different definition of success. A higher standard, one that isn't defined by numbers on a spreadsheet, but by the honesty and the depth of the questions we're willing to ask ourselves. And this is maybe the most important takeaway. Your good niyyah, it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card. You don't honor Islam just by saying, hey, I meant well. No, you honor it by having the courage to ask the really tough questions after the project is shipped, after the work is done. Question number 1, and you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Who did this actually help? I'm not talking about in theory. In the real world, can you name a person, a specific community, someone whose life is even a little bit easier because of what you did? Okay, next question. You gotta dig a little deeper. What actual real-world problem did this solve? Was it a solution for a genuine human need? Or was it just a cool idea? A fun technical puzzle to solve that didn't really help anyone? And finally, this might be the ultimate test, the big one. Did your work make life more just? Even in a tiny, tiny way, did it add to the fairness, the equity, the mercy in the world? Now, these questions aren't just for a late-night philosophy session. They're the building blocks for our final section here, a practical framework for building with real accountability. Think of this as the how-to guide, all wrapped in the ultimate reminder. So, how do you actually do this? Step 1. It doesn't start with your brilliant idea. It starts with listening. You have to go out and find a real problem. Really listen to people before you even think about building. Second, always design for people, not for metrics. Put human beings, their dignity, their well-being at the absolute center of your process, way above any growth chart. Third, measure what actually matters. Be honest. Forget the vanity metrics like clicks and impressions and focus on the real benefit you're creating. And fourth, iterate with humility. Seeing flaws in your work and improving it isn't failure. It's you actively fulfilling your amana, your trust. Because, when all is said and done, this is what it boils down to. On the day of judgment, we have to believe the question isn't going to be, so what were your intentions or what was on your roadmap? It's going to be direct. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be, what did you actually improve? And that's the journey. That is the path our faith lays out for us. It starts with a pure intention, which guides us to our core values. And those values then become the blueprint for real solutions that truly serve people. This isn't just some abstract theory. This is how faith actually builds the future. Presented and created by Norrent Studio.